All right, welcome in the Utes. Coach, you can go ahead and give an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Excuse me. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Colorado. Played an outstanding game. They have real momentum coming into tonight. That's obviously they're won 7 in a row now. They're playing outstanding. They're a very good team. They're healthy. They're playing super connected. They don't have a whole lot of holes on either side of the ball. And they played like that tonight. And so, they're always good defensively. They make it hard to score in the paint. And then they play super connected on the offensive end. And KJ Simpson's a really good point guard that makes a lot of plays for a lot of different people. Early in the game, we had 2 stops to start the game, and then they score on 10 straight possessions. We had to be better and more consistent on that end of the floor. I am proud of our guys. We had great resolve to fight back, and I think we actually went ahead by 1 their first stretch, and we finished that half stopping them 12 out of 14 possessions, which is really hard to do against that team. And so to be down 3 at halftime, we actually felt pretty solid about things. They kept coming at us. We played super, super hard. Obviously tonight we struggled to make shots consistently, and that happens sometimes. They do a good job of making it hard to score around the basket. In the first half, we were 2 for 14 around the rim, and it just felt like they sped us up. We were quick, and we just kind of shot some hope shots instead of playing strong off of 2 feet, right? Getting your weight on your inside shoulder and finishing those plays at the basket. Second half, we really tried to get the ball to BC. Obviously, he scored a couple times in a row there in the paint, and we lost some sight of that. He's such a great weapon down there, and obviously a really, really good player. And we got to be able to make those plays and find him when he's out there battling like crazy. And teams that do that not only get some chip shot baskets, but they also get to the foul line. And they were able to do that. Eddie Lampkin had an unbelievable game for them. You really felt him out there. He gets 5 offensive rebounds, goes 8 for 14 from the field for 17 points. So, but it's going to be hard to win against a good team when you shoot 33% and 26% from the 3. And, basketball is a humbling game, as are all sports. Yesterday it felt like that basket was as big as you could possibly get, and tonight, we just really struggled to put the ball in the hole. So, really proud of our team, proud of these 2 guys, even though it didn't quite exactly go the way we wanted it. Obviously, I said this last night in the post game. March Madness is a special thing, and BC is a 5th-year guy. Gabe has the opportunity to play 5 years because of the COVID. These guys grew up dreaming to play in March Madness, and grew up dreaming to play in games like this in a world-class facility, and you only get 5 years or 4 years of your life to do it. And I'm not sure people totally understand, just meeting with the team afterwards. Those are hard things. Because the amount of time these 2, but everybody, and I'm speaking for the University of Utah and all the teams around the country, the amount of sacrifice and discipline and work, and I say work, bigger, stronger, faster, strength and conditioning, your nutrition, everything that goes into it. And then it comes to, right, where you're not going to make the NCAA tournament like that. And there's a lot that goes into that. So it's really, really hard. And this team has had to go through a lot of different things throughout the year. So it's hard when it's final. And tonight we just weren't able to get it done.
Okay, we'll start in the back right there with Josh.
Hey, Josh Furlong, KSL.com. Branden and Gabe, just kind of what are your initial emotions right now after all of that's gone through this season?
It just sucks. We work hard. The coach said you want to make, the NCAA tournament, and, at this point, you're not going to make it, and so it just sucks.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. It's been a roller coaster of a year, and for it to end like that, it just kind of, doesn't feel great.
In the back here on the left.
Yeah, Adam Mikulich, CBS Salt Lake City. Thank you guys for sitting up here and taking tough questions. Would you like to play more basketball, Gabe?
Yeah, of course. I mean, nobody wants, this team has been through so much, and for it to just be done would suck. But yeah, I just really love this team. And as many times as you can play basketball, I feel like that's a good thing. So.
Branden, same to you all season. We've known how much affection there is within this group. Would you like to play more basketball with these guys?
I mean, yeah, I play because I love the sport and I want to play as long as I can. So, whatever it is, you want to get, you play for the games. So.
On the right back row.
Yeah, Ben Bart, CoronaSportSports.com. Just thoughts on Coach, the possibility of playing in the NIT. Just how do you kind of get a team ready for that, and how much benefit do you think if you guys get the chance? How much of a benefit would that be for your team? And just kind of thoughts on that tournament and how it could be for a program. Yeah.
Well, Ben, thanks for asking that, and I appreciate that question for these guys. And first of all, with what Gabe said, NBC, like this group is a really connected group. So it's hard, right? And going into the locker room after the game, you sit there a little bit and you can look at this and but just what to say, because at the end of the day, not being able to play in the NCAA tournament is hard. And I didn't even bring up, right, being able to play more basketball. And so to hear these guys say that without us we've never talked about it. These guys love to play and they love to compete. Some guys love to play, they don't always love to compete, right? And I think there's a big difference. And these guys love to play and they love to compete, specifically these two. And so happy to hear that, quite frankly. Does it help us? Of course it does. I mean, when you love the game and you love competition and you love what that brings, and when it's a true passion, and that's why I alluded to earlier, the season alone is 5.5 to 6 months, right? And that's not counting the off season. So the dedication and everything that goes into it, it's like most people don't understand unless you've really been through that before, and I don't care what sport it is. And so, hopefully we'll have that opportunity. I feel strongly we will. And so then, it's a little bit everything. You want to have everybody on board, but we have a lot of guys that love to play and compete. And so just hearing that from these two guys, it's a huge thing right there. And I feel like this group will rally around itself and find a way to come out and put our best foot forward at the next challenge at hand.
Far right, Josh.
Yeah, Craig, you put Lawson on Lampkin. Obviously, I would assume probably based on defense that you're trying to kind of keep him in. It seemed like you kept trying to mix and match with Gabe, though, at times and trying to do different things there. Kind of what was the strategy with him, knowing that, he is who he is?
Yeah, Lawson's easily our best post defender, one-on-one. I mean, he's a legit 7-footer. He's got great instincts, really understands positioning. Lampkin played great. In hindsight, maybe we should have brought more double teams to him. Easy to say. The 5 offensive rebounds, I'd be curious to know how many points he had off of those offensive rebounds. But he played really, really well. And we're very familiar with him. Branden's had to guard him for 2 years when he was at TCU. We played those guys the last 2 years. So, he's a load down there, and you really got to get your work done early and try to get him off his spots because he's got great size and strength. But we see that all the time in this league with N'Faly Dante and Amar Ballo and the guy at UCLA, who Bona. I mean, so we're used to seeing big, strong, athletic dudes. It's a heck of a league. And we got to perform better that way. But certainly in hindsight, maybe we should have brought a few more double teams. We haven't always been great with that. He is a very good passer. So yeah, you're always trying to keep those guys fresh. They don't have a lot of depth at that spot. So we just try to keep throwing bodies at him and try to wear him down. But get credit to him. He was outstanding.
Any others? Josh, one more?
Yeah, Branden, obviously you're not fully healthy. You got that brace on your elbow. But how difficult is this knowing that this is your last Pac-12 tournament, trying to compete in that environment, when you don't feel fully healthy?
Yeah, I just wanted to – I didn't want to, end this, this journey with any regrets, so I knew I had to go out and give it a try. And, obviously obviously it's not completely healthy, and it's had its moments where it wasn't feeling so great. But just for my team, for myself even, it's just I had to go out and compete and try my best, just because I didn't want to go out with regrets of not trying.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your time.
Peace.